State Governor Wike says he's ready to take over power from the APC as he declares to run for president in 2023. He's our guest tonight on the program. And the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, says that the PDP is desperate to take over power in 2023, criticizing the move of the opposition party over a lawsuit on the APC convention. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbale in Abuja. Let's begin tonight by letting you know that the alternative political forces are speaking to Nigerians on how to get things right at the polls. Renowned professor of political economics, Professor Patu Tomi, has asked Nigerians should stand up and be ready to correct the mistakes of the past with their votes in 2023.
They have used public resources in their personal interest and in running political parties that have only crippled the possibilities of progress in our country. And Nigerians and people of faith must say that enough is enough, that we want a new country, and that these kinds of leaders should not be allowed to continue to lead us. We must say that in 2023, we want a clean sheet. We want to get rid of these kinds of politicians. We want new politics and new politicians.
All right then, here are some of your political roundup stories.
A group with the name Concerned Nigerians has purchased the PDP nomination form for the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal. Spokesperson of the group, Olumuyiwa Boro, gave reasons for the action, which among others included encouraging vibrant, detribalized, energetic, and resourceful persons like Governor Tambuwal to pilot the affairs of Nigeria. Members of the group insisted that at a point like this in nation building, competence and resourcefulness should be priority ahead of region, religion, or tribe. Governor Tambuwal said he's still consulting across the country, after which he will make his intention public.
And when the consultations are completed, I'll come back to you as to whether to go ahead and fill the form and return it or otherwise.
The impeached Deputy Governor of Zamfara State, Mr. Marty Gusau, insists he remains the Deputy Governor of the state. He said this in Abuja shortly after picking a nomination form to contest for the governorship seat of Zamfara State on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. Mr. Marty lamented the current security challenges and other issues in the state and promised to tackle them if elected.
I was given my mandate by the people of Zamfara State, not by His Excellency. That should be very, very clear. And the constitutional provisions by our laws in Nigeria states that a judge can give status quo to any case, and any case, in fact, before the courts, every party should maintain the status quo until the conclusion of that case.
A group in Kaduna State with a tag name Concerned APC Stakeholders has demanded that the governorship seat be zoned to southern Kaduna ahead of the election in 2023. The group asked that the next governor to take over from Malam Nasir El-Rufai should come from the axis to give a sense of inclusiveness to other parts of the state. The convener of the group, Joseph Gautama, while addressing a news conference in the state capital, promised to mobilize the electorate for the APC to win and remain in power beyond 2023 and to consolidate on the legacy project and reforms of Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Former governor of Borno State, Senator Kashim Shettima, has thrown his weight behind the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, as the party's presidential candidate in 2023 election. Senator Shettima described Tinubu as a true nationalist who would ensure a united and economically transformed Nigeria. The former governor, while addressing supporters of the Tinubu support group in Abuja, expressed confidence in Tinubu to consolidate on the achievement of President Muhammadu Buhari.
We need a president who understands the dynamics of a modern economy. We need a president, secondly and most importantly, who has the competencies and leadership skills to add value to the Nigerian nation.
The new Nigerian People's Party Adamawa chapter has inaugurated officials who will pilot the affairs of the party in the state. The inauguration ceremony, which took place in Yola, witnessed a turnout of former members of the PDP and APC, including a former deputy governor of the state, Mohammed Tahir. According to the chairman of the party, Finas Elijah, the state has witnessed a significant decline in true democracy over the years due to poor leadership, hence the need for another political party to take over. The Vice President General for Haneze Ndibo, Dr. Kingsley Dozie, has expressed optimism that the presidential ticket will come to the southeast of the country come 2023. Dr. Dozie, during an interaction with journalists in Umuahia, Abia State, considered that necessary to end the allegation of marginalization by some residents.
We are consulting. A lot of committee has said to reach other
The newly elected National Youth Leader of All Progressive Congress, Dayo Israel, has assured youth in the party of good representation during his tenure. He spoke with journalists in Abuja while paying a familiarization visit to the national headquarters of the party. He promised to make moves to get concession fees to encourage youth seeking elective positions.
How do we find a solution to the challenges facing our nation and our young people?
There you've been served of all your political roundup stories. Let's tell you that the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, has criticized the main opposition political party, PDP, for what he described as the PDP's desperation to take over power in 2023. Alhaji Mohammed, at a press conference today in Abuja, queried the intention of the PDP to want to return to power, considering their performance in 16 years. Take a listen to the minister.
As you know, the folks on the other side have been doing everything in recent times to overheat the polity, distort the achievements of administration, and spread fake news and misinformation. Yes, it could be very cold out there for the hungry and desperate opposition. But every indication that they don't even want to wait for the 2023 elections before testing their popularity or acceptability at the polls. How else does one explain their court case seeking the declaration of our convention as illegal? How do you explain their threat to another answers that pushed Nigeria to the brink? How do you explain their glaring misinformation regarding the nation's state of affairs? Gentlemen, there's nothing wrong in having a fair and viable opposition in a democracy.
The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed. Now, Governor Yinsam Wike of Rivers State will run for president in 2023. That is official. Yesterday, hundreds of People's Democratic Party presidential primary election delegates from Benue State, led by the governor, Samuel Ortom, openly endorsed the Rivers State governor, Mr. Wike, who formally declared his intention to run for the office of the president come 2023. Governor Samuel Ortom and the senator representing Benue South Senatorial District, Mr. Abba Amor, says the entire Benue delegates are behind Governor Wike for his acts of love and support to the distressed farming population during the 2018 armed herdsmen attacks and his strong support over the years. Take a listen to him.
I have the capacity to move this country forward because things are wrong. Things are wrong. You don't need people who you don't know where they stand. You know where I stand in anything. I never hid my position. It may be against you, it may be in your favor, but I must say this is my own position. Don't have a president you don't know where he stands. There are people who are moving about. Ask all of us. Check who those who want to run for president. Who can win his state to PDP now? Who? Who? It's me. It's me. I will travel overseas. Rivers State is PDP. But ask them, can they win their state? Can you bring your state to PDP? Is it to use my own to come and win the election? Is it to use me and win? Ask them. Look at the last election. In my state, APC never had 25%. But those who are running, some of them lost, some of them APC won 45, 50%. Me, not 25%. Since 2015, they cannot win. Even now, you can't win it.
All right, there. Governor Yinsom Wike in Benue said tonight, Governor Wike is our guest on the program. Governor Wike will be, by 2023, be serving out a 2-term as governor of the South State. He's a lawyer and a member of is a life bencher. He was a federal minister under the Goodluck Jonathan administration. He has also served as the local government chairman. Governor Yinsom Wike joins us here live in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Sharon.
It's official now. You're running for president of Nigeria. Have you obtained the form now?
Well, the expiration of the collection of form is on Friday, so you still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I believe, by the grace of God, from now to that time, the form will be obtained.
Why do you want to become Nigeria's president?
I want to become Nigerian president because, one, we're in problems. And I want to offer myself to the people of this country to solving such problems. Because I do know, as a man who loves this country, as a man who's committed for the development of this country, you can't be standing aloof. See your country sliding the way it's sliding. And then you just sit back to say, look, there's nothing that can be done. As governor of River State, I saw problems, and I was able to solve such problems. And I believe that, look, should we just close our eyes and allow this country to go the way it's going? And they say, it's not your business. No. No, I said, no. I'm going to offer myself so I can contribute. Take, for example, the issue of insecurity in this country today. You know, some people trivialize this matter. Trivialize this matter because you cannot talk about the economy. You cannot talk about agriculture. You cannot talk about infrastructure when you have this level of insecurity. And so I believe that I have the capacity to take head-on this issue of insecurity. When I came to River State, at that time, along the road, you will see people have been kidnapped in the bus, 14 people, this militancy, kidnapping. I said, my God, what is all these roads I'm doing? What is infrastructure in education, health center, when people cannot be secured? So many people left River State. And I said to myself, look, I took oath of office to protect life and property. And without protection of life and property, no government can be said to be doing anything. Because if you are doing road and there are no human beings, what will the road be useful for? If you are building schools, there are no human beings. Who will go to the schools? If you are building hospitals, there are no human beings. Who will use the hospital? So the first issue is protection of life and property.
Well, in this country today, you said you want to become president because you think you can serve, you think you understand the problems. But in terms of security, which is one of the issues that you raised tonight, what do you perceive as the major problem of insecurity in this country?
First of all, so many people will come up with theory that because of unemployment, because of hunger, which is a factor. Who's the factor? But I think we have gone beyond that now, because the insecurity we are seeing today has gone beyond the level of where just people are only hungry. We are not talking about fighting insurgents, people who want to take over the country by one way or the other through forceful means, right? So that is a critical issue. If it was just merely insecurity in terms of kidnapping, you can relate that to people talking about being hungry, poverty, and that. But when you're talking about now, we have external forces are trying to take over your country. It's no longer limited to the issue of poverty. And as a government, you owe a duty to your country as the president of Nigeria. Now look, how can I be here? Just look at what happened in a few days about people or bandits taking over, or nearly took over international airport. No longer kidnapping or taking people from the buses, or now trying to take over an international airport.
That's Kaduna.
That's Kaduna.
Is Kaduna an international airport?
Yes, an international airport. Kaduna Airport is an international airport. Yes. And what does that portend in our country? What does it tell investors? How did they come in? What happened? Why are we always being reactionary? Why are we always trying to defend instead of being proactive? No intelligence. No intelligence.
You think the present government is not doing enough?
They are not doing enough in terms of intelligence and even commitment to it. Now, let me tell you, I'm not saying that the armed forces or security agencies are not trying to do or are not doing their best, but you see, as a government, as a leader, you owe a duty to superintend, to supervise what is happening. Take, for example, I'm not satisfied when we hold Security Council meeting and my service commanders will tell me we are doing this, we are doing that. I said, no. You have a time limit. You have a period. From this period to this period, I do not want to hear that we're still having increase in this kidnapping, in this armed robbery, and the rest of it. You must be able to tell those who are serving under you, there's no politics as far as security is concerned. I don't care where you come from. I don't care which religion you belong to. All I care is results. So I told them, look, you have told me to provide this and this and this and that. And I provided. Why am I not getting the required results? Why is, instead of decreasing, why is it increasing? Why? And they've come to realize, because they have seen that I have passion. They've seen that I'm committed to it. And they have no choice but to work. Take, for example, when we're talking about oil theft, and the way it has affected, the oil bunker has affected the environment in the state. Ordinarily, it is not within the jurisdiction of the state government to talk about oil. But again, it is within my jurisdiction, within my powers, to talk about the health and environment of my people. I said, look, this oil bunkering is affecting the health of our people. It's affecting the environment. Should I just fold my hands? I said, no. I have to lead the war. I have to go to it. I said, no, we cannot accept it. And I said, look, the communities, you come around, chiefs, youths, CDC, you cannot tell me that you don't know those who are involved in this. You cannot tell me you are seated there, every day you are seeing tankers moving. Therefore, Mr. Chief, Mr. CDC, Mr. Youth Development, all of you will be held accountable if I hear that this oil bunkering is still taking place in this community.
So you will lead from the front, that's what you are saying?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the people must understand that, look, as the head, you are fighting against this, not merely coming on television to say I've directed the service chiefs. That is not it.
You think that a president should go to the center of the action and take charge from there?
First of all, if I did not go, I never even knew what called oil bunkering. Because you begin to imagine, what is oil bunkering? How did they do it? Right? So I had to go.
And you saw for yourself?
And I saw for myself. I said, my God, what is this? Where I saw more than 4 kilometers, pipes are laid, linking to the oil pipeline. You can't believe it. And that has given me the first impression. Oh, this is what's called oil bunkering. This is the way it is done. Not what I am told. Now I saw.
First hand.
Yes. So having seen.
And now you have a solution
of
to
course.
it.
And then having seen it, I said, no, there's no way the communities are not involved. There's no way the security agencies are not involved.
So you think that there are fifth columnists in the security agencies that's I mean, perhaps the reasons why the perpetration of this insecurity is going on?
Now, Sean, let me tell you, there was a time that the chief of defense staff called the oil producing states to a meeting. The IG was there. Other service chiefs, security agencies were there. SSS, NIA, they were all there. And they're talking about how do we collaborate. In fact, the GMD of NNPC was there. How do we collaborate? How do we work together to reduce, if not stopping, this illegal oil theft and oil bunkering? And for Christ's sake, I said, listen, the problem with Nigeria, we always hold meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings. And I told the chief of defense that she do tell herself a simple truth. He said, yes. Are you not aware that all of you are involved in this? Not you as a person. Are you not aware security agencies are involved in this? What is the sanction you have put in place if anybody is found guilty in this? Listen, as okay, take for example, we have our task force, and the soldiers or police are being confronted escorting tankers who are involved in this oil bunkering. And somehow they exchange fireworks, and then a soldier dies. What do? You now move the battalion to go to that community that the soldier was killed. You won't tell them why was the soldier killed. You won't tell them that. All you will tell the public is that a soldier was killed, and our soldiers who cannot accept that. But you refuse to tell them that a soldier was killed because he was escorting a tanker who was involved in illegal oil bunkering. And then the community of the task force of government resisted it. And in cause of that, there was a problem. But what you will tell Nigerians is that, look, we can't take it for you to kill a soldier. So I asked them, if you say today that this illegal oil bunkering will stop or will reduce, it will reduce. All you require is, look, security agencies be committed to say, look, we can't continue to it. If I'm the commander-in-chief, and I can tell you that, look how it's affecting the economy. Look how it's affecting the economy of the country. I heard when Mr. President said the other day, giving a marching order to the Minister of Petroleum and this. How would they do it? Has it not been there for long? How would they do it? You require the synergy of the state government and the federal government. Like I came out to do. In fact, the GMD, in his remarks or in his contribution to NEC, told him that, oh, the way the River State governor have been fighting this illegal oil bunkering. And I said, you don't need to. What is your support to us? We are fighting to make sure this oil theft or illegal oil bunkering is being reduced. But what is your support to the state? Not.
I mean, we're talking about insecurity in Nigeria now, and you're giving practical experience of as a governor in Rivers State and how you're tackling the issue of insecurity, especially in relation to oil bunkering. But the APC will say that your party, the PDP, I mean, you serve in the federal cabinet, that the monies that were meant to procure arms, that the generation of insecurity today was largely because of the PDP's reign and how they failed to provide the necessary fighting tools for our security agencies, and that's what led to the degeneration of security in the country today.
If I may understand you, are you saying that they said that the money meant
to procure arms that went into private hands?
Okay.
And that's one of the reasons why we have a degeneration today.
Okay. Now you see, that's why I said APC is a party founded on lies, propaganda, everyday excuses. Okay, assuming don't concede. Now you have taken over the reins of power. Right? Now, what have you done?
They've bought Tucano aircrafts?
No, what have you done? Those people whom you say that took those funds, what have you done against them? What have you done?
The NSA was in court it was being prosecuted.
It's not merely charging NSA. You to court to score a political goal. No. What APC as a government have always done is to say, look, these people stole money. And we're going to charge them to court. All those that stole money, as alleged by them, where are they today? Where are they today? The new APC chairman is not facing the EFCC charge. It's not the new APC chairman, and you're fighting corruption. It's very funny. As a party that claims to lead the war against corruption, and you have charged somebody for corruption.
On allegations of corruption?
Of corruption. You are the one, this same government, you are the one. And at the same time, you have made him a national party chairman. What a contradiction. Who is fooling who? Who is fooling who? You come and tell Nigerians, PDP misappropriated the funds of this country. PDP diverted the funds of this country. PDP stole all the money in this country. The same PDP people that you claimed that stole funds, that diverted funds, are the pillars of your party today. What a country is this? What a party is this? Listen, I cannot, as a commander-in-chief, the moment you have corruption charges, and I have come out to tell the country, I'm going to fight corruption. If there's anything linking you as being corrupt or facing corruption charges, with all due respect, I cannot allow you until your name is cleared. I cannot allow you to hold the leadership of the party or any appointment. I won't do that. You see, today I read where they say they have repented. Repented how? Have you repented that? Are you telling me that repented that, oh, yesterday they stole, for example, and now they are not stealing again? We are talking about you came out as a party to say, I'm going to fight corruption. And so you have been alleged to be corrupt, for example, and you have been charged to court. Yes, the law is clear until you are found guilty, but at least to show I'm serious in fighting the issue of corruption. So you have nothing to do in my cabinet until the court clears you. Yes, that is the only way you can give confidence to the people.
The moral burden on the APC, but they have also said, look, for your party and what you have done for Nigerians, that you don't deserve to come back into power.
Listen. I had what Lai Mohammed. That is the usual story. That's what we are saying. You said we are corrupt. That's what we are saying. You say we are corrupt, and therefore you are going to fight the issue of corruption. And Nigerians voted for you, and you have come in. And all those who are alleged to be corrupt are those in your government. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
But does your party deserve, from the point of view of Nigerians,
yes.
Does the party deserve to return to power?
Certainly not.
Your party don't deserve it?
The party deserves to come back. Listen, compare. It's a simple comparative analysis. Compare.
You think your party is better than the APC presently? The 16 years versus the 7 years of the APC?
The issue is not about 7 years. The issue about the suffering, the insecurity of the 7 years is more than what we had in 16 years. That is the issue. It means that if we can suffer like this for these 7 years, what happens in the next 7 years? That is the truth of the matter.
So you think?
Are you telling me today, Shehu, you are telling me, you are asking me a question, are you telling me today the level of poverty in this country today can be compared to when PDP was in power? You told Nigerians you are coming to solve the problems caused by PDP, assuming alleged problems caused by PDP. Instead of you solving those problems, you are multiplying the problems.
So because you question the morality or the morale of the APC, of governance,
yes.
And I'm asking that, morally speaking, do you think that the Nigerian people would vote your party in 2023?
Certainly, Nigerians have compared and seen that, look, we were thinking that these guys are sent. We didn't know that they have the worst record in life. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, Nigerians are such that things can sway them. In 2015, Nigerians were told all kinds of lies. Today, now the same Nigerians say, Haba, you have deceived us. We would have preferred to go along with PDP. Today, take for example, PDP is making a lot of positive impacts in the states where they are superintending. That tells you whether there's hope. And that's when Nigerians have said, look, the only hope we can have now is for PDP to come back to power. Take for example.
All right, so, Governor, please, we're due for a break. Apologies. We'll take a break, everyone. And when we return, Governor Nyesom Wike is still with us. A lot of issues we shall be discussing when we return, plus the issue of zoning. We'll discuss further with him, and we get to find out also what the northern PDP aspirants are up to on this issue of consensus and the agenda. They've met again today, and you get to hear what they have obviously. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's continue with our conversation with Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. But before we get back to him, let me let you know what happened today in Benue State. It does look like that is where political actions are taking place recently, where 3 out of the 4 presidential aspirants on the platform of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, comprising of former Senate President Bukola Saraki, Governors Aminu Tambuwal and Bala Mohammed of Sokoto and Bauchi State, have assured Nigerians of post-election unity of the party even if they fail to secure the ticket. The former Senate President Bukola Saraki was speaking to journalists after their meeting on behalf of the 3 northern presidential aspirants who are speaking on consensus, and said they've paid an advocacy visit to Governor Samuel Otom in Benue State in Makurdi, the state capital. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, we have been told, has been contacted on the ongoing arrangement for a united front against the APC-led government. Well, that is the update coming from Benue State as far as the northern aspirants in the PDP are concerned on the issue of consensus. Let's get back to Governor Nyesom Wike. Okay, take a listen to former Senate President Bukola Saraki. Our apologies for that. We'll get to that soundbite in a bit. Governor, you heard the plan. Perhaps we should allow you to land on that thought, because I broke into your line of thought before we went on that break. Would you like to land on that thought? I was talking about the morality of your party wanting to come back to power. I mean, the APC will say Nigerians rejected your party, and twice Nigerians voted against your party as far as the results were concerned, voted Muhammadu Buhari, and they promised again that in 2023 they will beat your party again.
So it's most unfortunate. Yes, there's nothing wrong that Nigeria believed in the lies that were the APC told in 2015. And Nigerians have now seen that, look, we thought that what we were told, that they were serious. We thought they said PDP diverted funds. We thought that they have an idea to prove better the economy as better than what it was. But we have now seen, no, they deceived us. They just wanted to acquire power. They wanted to be in power. And we have given them, we supported them, thinking that they have something to offer. Today, where is the position of Nigeria? As at the time they took over power, what was the exchange rate? As at the time they took over power, what was the level of insecurity?
But you also say that what was crude oil selling
today, what is
at the time?
Today, what's the crude oil selling?
It's over 100.
It's over 100.
By the time it was almost $200. It's
never
way over $140 per barrel.
Never correct. It has hovered within the same thing that is going on. So what?
It just recently came.
It's not recently. For how many months? Okay. Let it even be just for 1 month. What has been the impact of it? What has been the impact? You see, you can deceive the people for a time, but can't deceive them always. Nigerians believed that PDP was not doing the right thing then. But all this was based on propaganda, lies, teachers of lies.
The party is planning to correct that.
In fact, most of the things they were told were not correct. Nigerians have not seen that. Listen, we were deceived. And that's why I say, in Nigeria, politics, propaganda. Nobody wants to tell you the simple truth. And that is what some of us are different, that we must be able to tell you the truth. You told Nigerians, the situation today, what I mean today, as of 2015, we can't continue with that. This government must be thrown away. And Nigerians believed you. Now Nigerians gave you the opportunity. Now see where you have kept Nigerians. Worse than the situation then. And I just look, we can't continue with this one. This PDP far much better than what we're seeing today.
All right. Let me allow you to listen to, because this is another conversation I'd like you to take on. The former President, Senate President Bukola Saraki in Benue earlier today on the issue of consensus.
The more we meet, the more we continue to share our views about the importance of the unity of our party, because we believe it's only PDP that has really the solutions to help us get out of the problem we're in this country today. And it's important as stakeholders, key leaders of this party, that we're seen to be united. Some of the decisions we've taken today also is that we're going to embark in reaching out to other aspirants. We had already, of course, identified senior leader of the party, the Waziri, and also other aspirants across the country, and also stakeholders, some of their former colleagues and governors also we're going to reach out to, all part of this process of bringing us together and uniting the party.
Heard the former Senate President Bukola Saraki there. The party has been talking about zoning, and there's a lot of debate within the PDP in relation to zoning. First and foremost, let me get this clarity, because I know yourself and the governor of Sokoto are very good friends. You supported him around this time 4 years ago for his presidential ambition. What happened?
He's still my very good friend. In fact, 2 days ago we spoke. In 2018, 2019 presidential election, everybody in this country knew my position. I was the brain behind. I supported Tambawa because we zoned it to the north. In 2017, all of us agreed that this should be zoned to the north. And that was why nobody from the south collected for that election. And I have no regret. I have no regret. What I do not like is people to deny that there should not be zoning or there's no zoning. That is what I don't like. I cannot, because of my aspiration, deny certain things that had happened, certain things that were agreeable. And it is very clear in the Constitution. For me, I'm not running for presidency just merely because of issue it will be zoned to the south. No. In terms of performance, capacity, I have it. Who can face APC in this election? I do think I do have that. But the point is that you must also say the truth. The provisions of our Constitution is clear. The general provision under Section 7, subsection 3C, said there should be rotation of party offices and elective office. There shall be rotation. the founding fathers of the party, they know the complexity. They know the diversity of this country. They know that. And they made sure that for equity, for fairness, for justice, this should be done. Clearly written.
In your party's constitution?
Yes, section 7, subsection 3C. You see, what pains me in life, there are people I respect. I think that, look, it doesn't matter what my ambition is. Tell the people the simple truth. Is it provided there? Yes or no? Tell them the truth. It does not stop you as an individual to contest election. You have that right.
I mean, if you talk about equity, Governor, the question people will ask, what exactly is equity in terms of the rotation of power, as far as the PDP is concerned?
Yes, look, in this country, it's not just merely PDP. And that is why you are seeing APC is zoning it to the south. Why? They believe that the North has had it.
APC has not agreed to zone to this. They've not come out.
No, but I mean, even though they have not come out, but we are all Nigerians. We are seeing what is going on. Like I said, I'm not on an election based on the principle of zoning. I'm running an election because I believe I have something to offer. But again, that does not mean that you cannot come out to say that in our party, we have always done zoning. That's the point I'm trying to make.
So you cannot now stop zoning?
You cannot do that.
But the last president on the platform of your party is from your zone.
No. It is not done. You are not ruling the party. It is not based because, okay, take for example, if that is the argument, okay, APC zone sit now to the south, right? APC wins the election, general election, right? In 8 years, APC rules Nigeria in another 8 years. APC now say, look, we are going back to the north, right? Then you would now say, okay, because PDP did not win the presidency, it should still remain there. Then APC again wins in the north. Do you understand me? After the presidency has been in the south and goes to the north, APC now wins again for 8 years. And says, we are going back, let the presidency go to the south, for example. Then you also argue, no, this presidency should also not be zoned again. It should be there. That argument does not follow.
So because those who say that the last president on the platform of PDP is from the south, you don't buy that argument.
What kind of argument?
You're looking at it from the basis of who sat in the chair.
Is the president for PDP? We're talking about president of Nigeria. We are not talking about president of PDP.
So the likes of Aminu Tambuwal, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, the likes of Bukola Saraki from the northern extraction of this country should not be thinking about considering that President Muhammadu Buhari is from the north.
Look, I'm a very...
Is that what you're saying?
Look, I'm a very, very, what I call sincere person. There's nothing that can make me, because of power, I violate simple agreement, whether it is written or unwritten. That makes you a gentleman. Just like I am today. Just like I am today. If the party says they are zoning it to the north, I have no problem.
But will you still run?
Oh, I will not run. I will obey the party. But what I don't agree is for people to say that there shouldn't be zoning, you should have the best. You know, they compare you to America. They compare you to Europe. I mean, that is not...
But another argument that we've had is that let us get the best candidate to defeat the APC. That's what members of your party have said. Then we now start talking about...
That argument is for selfish people. That argument is being propounded and advocated by people who are selfish. Because I want to run for president. So that argument is good for me.
Since you are talking about equity,
the point I'm making,
yes,
I'll come to that.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make is that, look, people should be sincere and abide to the norms, to the constitution, to the convention of the way we have been doing things in the party. People should, it doesn't matter because you believe if you don't run for president now, it may be difficult for you. Or you believe that this is my time, I will win. Therefore, let us jettison any other agreement we have had before. No, it's not fair.
No. I'd like to ask you, since you're talking about equity, a lot of people will say, oh, you've had a South-South person, run the affairs of this country before, in terms of equity, 5 years for Goodluck Jonathan. The South-East person has never had opportunity. A North-Central person has not had the opportunity. But those who have argued also to say the likes of Nyesom Wike, the likes of Rotimi Amechi are from the Ikwere extraction and they are Igbo speaking of Rivers State. Do you stand on that kind of argument?
I don't want to go into that kind of debate. The point is that we don't zone.
But are the Ikwere people the Igbo people of Rivers State?
I don't want to go into that debate. I don't want to go into that. The issue here is not, I have no problem whether I'm an Igbo or I'm not Igbo. That's not the issue. The issue here is that we're talking about PDP. And we are saying that, look, we have never zoned Southwest, Southeast, North Central. We have never done that. All we have always done, we zone to the North, we zone to the South. When it comes to the South, they now micro-zone. It's like we zone the party chairman to the North. We never zone to North Central. There was no zoning like that. What we said, the party chairman should leave the South and go to the North. And in the North, then a micro-zone to the North Central. So it is left for those in the South, for example, assuming that it's okay, it should come from the South. We cannot see
can a Southern candidate of the PDP win for the PDP in this coming election?
What does that mean?
That's an argument people are making.
Argument by who?
That if the APC puts up a Southern candidate,
yes,
can a PDP Southern candidate match an APC Southern candidate?
What kind of that to be very unfair for anybody to even.
No, those are the arguments the members of your party are putting up.
Who are those? Let them show me the result from their states. Let them show us the result from their states. Look at the last election in 2019. Who are those that gave PDP the vote? You see, it is easy for you to come up to begin to put arguments that you know you cannot defend. So, look at the last results in 2019. Look at the results. Show us which of these ones brought the results. Take for example in my own state, APC never had 25%. Yes, it's true. I gave the highest, my state gave the highest vote as far as PDP is concerned. We did that in 2015, since 1999. So if anybody does that or anybody says that, that will be very much unfair.
Let me, so you're ready for whatever the party, the zoning committee comes up with, you're ready for it, and you abide with it?
For me, that's why I've never left this party since 1998. Every decision must not be good to you. But what is important, as a party person, I believe in the party has given me everything. I won't because of the decision, therefore I leave the party. I wouldn't do that.
But you stay and give it a good fight this time around.
When I supported Tambawa, he lost. I came out, I challenged any state, any governor that would say supported Atiku more than me. You see, it is your belief in the party. I have no other place, I have no other party to go to. I cannot leave my party. And that is why when anything happens in my taking, people say, look, you take it too personal. I say, yes. Why do I take it personal? I have no other room. I have no other house to run to. And I don't want the house to be destroyed. So if you are doing anything that will destroy PDP, I take it personal.
Let me take you, because let's try to wrap up quietly now on the issue of inclusion. Women and youth. Youth, for example, they make a very big population of voting population in this country. Women also. But if you look at what happened in the women bills, you were one of those who spoke up. Those are population in the voting bloc that they feel that they've been left out of the scheme of things. What are your plans and agenda to satisfy those?
You know, You know, Shehu, thank you for that. And let me tell you, and that's why I say in this country, we are too, well, let me not use that word. So many people are too fake. So many people think loving women is by coming out to kiss your wife in the butt. Loving women is by hosting birthday for your wife, for your kids. No. You see, you have a daughter. You have a wife who has a PhD, a professor. You sent your daughter to school, one of the best schools in England, in America. She comes out with the best result. And then you say, she's my daughter, she cannot participate in governance. In my state, and that is why I think too, that the women should be able to come out clearly as leadership. APC has no room for women inclusion in politics. Forget this, you are seeing them on television bringing women to talk. It's not correct. Now let me tell you something. If I were Mr. President, as the leader of the party, I will say, look, my party, every state, if you have so number of assembly seats, we must have so number of women. If you have so number for the House of Reps, we must have so number as women. Take for example, in my state, it was not easy, but I put my foot down. I said, listen, every local government, you cannot have less than 5 women as councillors. It doesn't matter, I'm not interested who the woman will be or who the woman will be. Each local government, you must not have less than 5 women as councillors. Now, we come up with, okay, you don't want women to be chairman, why? That's okay, no problem. Every vice chairman must be a woman. We have 22 local government today. 23 vice chairmen are women. As I speak to you now, for this election, I'm meeting with the leadership of the party by Thursday. I said, listen, we have 32 seats. There's no way we can have less than 6, 7 women in the assembly. I will not take it. We must have it. I don't know what local government we can do balloting, but let it not be that you impose the women. You know, people are too theoretical. We have 13 seats at the Federal House. I said, look, gentlemen, we can't continue with this. The world we're in today, we're past, we're moving. 13 seats cannot be just men. We can't allow that. We have our daughters, we have our wives who are intelligent, so we must have not less than 4 or 5 in the House of Reps. We have 3 senators. 1 is a woman, 2 are men. I don't believe in just merely coming out on television, who will include women, who will include youths, even when I win. No, start it now. Let us, you see, every presidential aspirant, right? The journalist what I'm saying, will come out on television now to warn women, when I win, no problem. Now, you're a leader in your state, right? Enforce it. That looks, I must make sure so number of women are involved, not only in political appointment. I have not less than 5 women here as commissioners in my cabinet. I appointed 2 women who have served as chief judges. There's nothing people didn't come to me to tell me. I said, no, you can't do that. So that is what to tell your wife. That yeah. I appreciate you, my wife. I love you. You see, it's not by coming out to invite the people. My wife is 60 years. I love my wife. I kiss her. That is not it. You have to go beyond that. Everybody now is campaigning. I will put women. Show us now, from now, that you are running for president. In your state, show us that, to tell you when I win, I will do this. Now that the election is going on, bring the number of women. Not when you are there. You won't do it. I want to show that I'm a man who believes that women should be encouraged. I'm a man who believes that should be inclusion. And therefore, I've started it in my state, and I've gone beyond. I will not accept it. Women must have a slaughter. But if you leave it like that, when a male-dominated society, they will not allow them. I will not be a party to that.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. The Executive Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, who is running to be Nigeria's president. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that's our show tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Akimale. Bye for now.